In your mind, you can either only fight by hating someone and being angry at them, or the other option in your mind is, well, I have to, what, punch them and say, I love you? That's what you said to me when I said that to you.
Well, I know, because your philosophy is love your enemy. Isn't that basically what you're saying here?
Correct.
In our discussion, love your enemy.
What do you think that means, though? What does that mean to you?
It means I guess it means try to make him change.
No.
Or accept you.
No, it just means don't hate. It just means don't hate. You know, you call my show often, and I remember you called James recently. It was such a good call because it's like, James, you got the facts, you got all that stuff, and I appreciate that. I don't even disagree with you. But my show is about, you know, I care about this. It's like, but what's causing the hate and what? Because my show's, I'm not trying to accuse you or anything, Mark, but you do have this spirit of and you've admitted it yourself with your own words, to be fair, that it's okay to resent back or have anger back towards these people. And I want to just make that point. It's fine if you disagree or you think you're not like that. That's fine. But I just want to make it clear for my audience. That's what I'm about, and people who call me. I'm not about the hate. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I was just going to say, I would respond by saying it's not anger versus it's fighting fire with fire.
That's a mess. Sorry, go on.
We
explain
cannot,
yourself.
And I told Hake this yesterday. We're not going to pray our way out of this. I mean, that's foolishness. If you think we're going to pray when God has given us the ability to fight on our own, we're going to pray that He's going to help us. We don't deserve to win. If all we're going to do is pray our way out of this, we're losers. And I'm not advocating violence.
Right on. Me neither. Just because you have to fight, even if it's physical, with violence to defend yourself, even to kill, that does not mean that you are hating someone. You're not hating that person. Just even if you kill someone out of defense, out of whatever reason, that doesn't necessarily mean that you hate that person. And what I'm talking about is hatred.
When you get into a fight, hand-to-hand combat in a war situation, okay, say you get into a hand-to-hand combat, you know, so you don't have what your weapons are lost or whatever, and you're beating some guy to death. Are you saying I love you with each punch? Are you thinking,
well, no, but why do I have to say? Why do I have to say?
Outrageous.
No, but no. What's outrageous?
That's like being a pacifist.
No, but wait, I appreciate it. What's outrageous, Mark, is that you think that you have to. Why is it that those are your only two options? Either I'm fighting someone, and it's I hate you and I'm going to fight you effectively, or I'm going to fight you and say I love you. Why are those your only two options? You're not even thinking clearly. Why not just fight? Why not just fight?
I mean, you could. No, that's not the only two options.
That's what it means. No. Or you could just fight. Or you could just fight without having to say I love you, bro, or I hate you. You could just fight because that's what you have to do.
When you're fighting for your life against somebody, and I've been in these situations where if I didn't fight my way out of it, I'd be 6 feet under. And you ain't loving the guy that's going to put you there. You could say that on your show. I mean, you could make believe that, oh, yeah, as much as I hate my enemy.
But answer that question. Why do you have to say I hate you when you're punching someone? Or why do you have to say either I hate you or I love you when you're punching someone? Answer that question.
No. You don't have to say a word.
Right. Okay. What about internally? Let's make this clear. What about internally when you're fighting? Internally in your feelings and in your head, why do you have to say to yourself, I hate this person or I love this person?
You don't really have to say either, but I mean,
and why not? And why not? And why don't you have to say either?
Why are you going to think things? You're fighting to save your life. Instinctively, you are going to hate the man who's trying to hurt you or your loved one.
but remember, just to remind you, I'm responding to what you said about me saying, "Oh, fighting without anger." You thought that was absolutely ridiculous. In your mind, you're either fight in your mind. In your mind, you can either only fight by hating someone and being angry at them, or the other option in your mind is, well, I have to, punch them and say I love you? That's what you said to me when I said that to you.
Well, I know, because your philosophy is love your enemy. Isn't that basically what you're saying here?
Correct.
In our discussion, love your enemy.
What do you think that means, though? What does that mean to you?
It means try to make him change.
No.
Or accept you.
No, it just means don't hate. It just means don't hate.
Okay, well, that's just the word, really.
Well,
life.
that just word and just and I know you call it just a word, and well, it's more than just. It's a couple of words. It's a sentence, I guess. That just a word is the greatest commandment that Jesus gave us. Didn't you say you were a Christian?
Yeah. Does it say "Thou shalt not hate"? I didn't see that.
It says to love your enemies. He said, "Love your enemies."
That's in the Ten Commandments.
He said the complete. What did he say? Chat, help me out.
No. In the Ten Commandments, does it say that?
No, but it doesn't say it in the. Hold on, it doesn't say it in the Ten Commandments, but it's about the Ten Commandments. If you remember, and I bet you chat maybe could help me. Jesus was responding about someone asked him about the Ten Commandments, and he said, "Well, the completion or the you know how." I forget exactly what he said, but the completion of the commandments is to love God above all else and to love your enemy.
Okay.
So it's not. I know you call it just words, but it's I know you said you're Christian too, so I don't know if that's just words too.
No, I accept Jesus. And that's all you got to do is accept Jesus as your personal Savior and mean it and be sincere.
And love your enemy.
Yeah, well, that's what you say.
No, that's what Jesus said.
Well, he may have said that, but he was the Son of God. We're human.
So when the Son of God... Wait a second. Let me understand this, Mark. So you told me you're a Christian, and you said you gave your life to Jesus and all that. The Son of God told you you must love your enemy. And so when the Son of God tells you that, you tell him, well, you're the Son of God, not me.
No, I wouldn't. What I'm trying to say, he is actually, he's got God in what was his human form.
And he said that you have him inside of you too.
Right.
Jesus also said you said Jesus had God in him. Well, he said you have him in you too.
Okay. But I'm not perfect, and neither are you. And I promise you, if one of your loved ones was attacked in front of you, this love everybody and I'm a peace creep out the window.
That may be true. I'm not saying I'm saying that's what we should have. We should have love. Look, if you want to judge me, Mark, if you want to look at me and say, you, Nick, you know what, Nick, if your family member was attacked, I bet you would da-da-da. And you know what? You want to put the standard on me, this individual who I got to go through the same problems as anyone else. Sure. Then fine. You'll never get there. You'll just see the flaws and everything. That doesn't change the fact that Jesus said be perfect. God said be perfect. And he said God is in you, and it doesn't sound like you believe that, because he said love all enemies, love your enemies, and all that. So,
okay, who's perfect?
Say again.
Who is perfect?
I don't know. God? What are you asking?
Nobody's perfect. Well, Jesus was, but he was, again, the Son of God. And because nobody's perfect, we're all doomed.
But you're making a false assumption of what we're saying of our prescription on not having anger. You're making a false assumption, and I feel like we've been through this a couple of times, but you keep arriving to the same false assumption that when we say pray, when we say don't have anger, it means do nothing. It means just let someone kill you. It just means you know what I mean?
Okay, then I'll put it.
So I'm just saying that's a false assumption you keep saying about what our prescription is. That being said, it's also interesting that you don't quite see that what we're saying is this fighting with fire actually does not fix the issue. You might think it does, but it doesn't.